Oh, is he getting his voice back? Did we just hear Ditto meow a little bit?
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, and Boo. The Lucky Ferals.
It's about 9:30 a.m. right now, and I slept late today because it's a rainy, cold day, and I don't have to get up early today, so I'm going to show you what's going on in the recovery room with Ditto. So I'm going to hope he doesn't move. There's bird videos on the TV, and Ditto's hanging out on the day sofa, but he moved. I wanted to show you how cute he was laying. He was so happy laying there watching the bird videos. Oh, is he getting his voice back? Did we just hear Ditto meow a little bit? He's gonna go underneath. Yeah, he's stretching. Stretching is a good sign. I also want to mention that he actually used, oh, he's sneezing now too. He actually used this scratchy rug about 4:30 in the morning. I was checking the security camera footage this morning, and he actually scratched on it for quite a while. It actually woke me up, and that's why I was like, what's going on? What is that noise? And then I figured out what it was. So he's making good progress. Good morning, Boo. Boo slept on the bed all night. It's 10:30 a.m. I'm just about to give Ditto the first half of his breakfast, and look at this. Look at all the grooming he's been doing. There's more here, and he has been looking out the window a few times, so there's more here, and there's some down here on this rug. There is Ditto. I just gave him some food. He's having homemade raw food with the Stella and Chewy's chicken patty today, and I smashed those all together, and I add some water, and I added a little bit of tuna juice because that seems to tempt him to eat. I added some salmon oil, just a little bit, and I also added some of the herbal mixture that I've been giving him. So it's the olive leaf extract, the acidophilus, the nettle, and glutamine. And I've been wondering what the flash of light is that I sometimes see when I'm filming. It's actually the security camera when it's clicking on. That's how it's affecting this footage. while Ditto is finishing the first half of his meal, I am going to go feed the other cats. It is now 11 a.m. and I just gave Ditto the second half of his breakfast. This half has a few drops of rescue remedy, and it also has a few drops of an herbal tincture for congestion for his respiratory tract. So hopefully he'll eat it all. Takes about a half hour to get all the other cats fed because I have to sit there and watch Boo eat his entire meal and keep the other cats away from it. And I still have not even given Hydrox food. I don't know if he's outside because it's been raining all morning. So I'll let Ditto eat and I'll be back. Okay, so he just sneezed a lot. So I'm gonna have to check his plate when he's done. It's 11:09 a.m. and I just give Hydrox some food in the corner here because it is still raining out, and right next to the house there's like a little area that stays dry. So he's having some canned food, but I put the same herbs in it that I gave to Ditto. So if he eats that, I'll give him more. It's 12:15. Hydrox finished his third plate of food. You're done, Hydrox. That was a lot of food. That was a lot of food. 3 plates. This is the Vicks filter-free cool mist humidifier that I bought at Target the other day. The original one that I bought, it ended up that it was a return because I opened it up and I was like, why does it smell like eucalyptus? And then I realized that it didn't have all the packaging material in it. So I put it back in the box and I took it back and I returned it. And I got this one and I checked inside the box before I bought it to make sure it was definitely not previously used. So one of the complaints with this unit is that it sounds like rainwater, like it sounds like it's raining. And when I read that, I was like, that's kind of weird. Normally humidifiers don't make that noise. Normally humidifiers do make like a humming noise, but they don't sound like water dripping. And this one sounds like water dripping almost from the moment I turned it on. Can you hear that? It's like a constant sound of water dripping. It's working really well. I can see steam coming out of the top of it, and it is definitely cool. It's not like my other humidifier. But that water dripping noise, I would not be able to sleep in the same room with this thing. It would drive me crazy. Right now there is 40% humidity in this room. I want to boost it up to closer to 60. So I'm going to let this run for a while and we'll see. It is 1:10 p.m. and the first thing that I notice when I walk in this room is that it's like hazy in here. There's a haze in the room. And it is definitely because of this humidifier. Right now it says it's 49%. That's what the humidity is in here. But because this is an ultrasonic humidifier and not an evaporative humidifier, it doesn't really work the same as just like regular evaporated water does. And I'm not really happy with how this is functioning. But I can still hear the drips, and I really don't like how it's making the room so hazy. Here's Ditto. He's relaxing underneath the day sofa. The air is clearer down here at the floor level. It's hazier like in the middle of the room, so I have the window open and we're going to clear out this haziness. They say that if you have a lot of minerals in your water, like hard water, that it can cause this, that the way that these humidifiers work is that they'll actually disperse the minerals into the air, and that's what can cause, they say that it could cause like a white dust in the room, but it's definitely causing a lot of just haziness in the air, and I'm really not a fan of that. So I'm probably going to drain this out and then return this, and that's probably why the first one that I bought was returned. I don't like this unit at all. I've actually decided to try this again with distilled water. So I had a bottle of distilled water that I put in there. It's not a whole gallon of water or anything. I think it was like a little more than a quart. So I put that in there and we'll see how this goes. So I had opened the window and put 2 fans on outside of this room to pull fresh air in, and the humidity dropped down to 47%. So we'll see how this unit affects the humidity. I'll be back in a little while. It's about a half hour later. I just came back into the room and there's no haze, so that's a good thing. Distilled water definitely works better. And I'm going to turn this up to high because the humidity actually went down. It's down at 46. So I'm going to turn it up to high and I'll be back. And it's definitely making, you know, raindrop, water droplet sounds. It's 3:45 p.m. I just walked into the room and saw Splash snuggling up with Stella. So I went and I got the camera. And of course they moved. How you doing, Splashy? How you doing, Splashy? How you doing, Stella? Stella says she's going to take a bath. Hey, Splashy. How are you? I don't know if Splash got, like, hit in the face near his eye, or what's going on with his right eye. I've been watching it. It's been like that for, like, 2 days. I think he might have gotten in a fight with Boo, because they like to swat each other. He might have got swatted in the face. Right now it's about 3:45, so it's quite a bit later than it was. I've been working today, so I got tied up on a project. Just walked in the room. It is 68 degrees humidity in here. I was shooting for around 60, but 68 is okay. It definitely feels humid in here. The nice thing is that it's not hazy. There's no haze in the air, so that's good. So that solves the hazy air problem. I just have to make sure that I use distilled water. The only issue is that this is really loud and it does make those dripping noises. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll be keeping it or not. Here's Ditto. He's still hanging out under the day sofa. Looks like he's been grooming himself under there. It's gonna be a lot to clean out when I can get under there. I'm gonna go grab my handheld vacuum and try to vacuum up all this loose fur up here. Maybe I'll throw the towels in the wash also. You doing okay, Ditto? You doing okay? He just winked at me. I think he's doing okay. He looks happy. Well, at least content. He looks pretty content. It's about 4 p.m. and I'm giving Ditto a churu. It is a chicken and shrimp churu. There's about 6 drops of CBD oil on it to help relax him a little bit. Is he going to eat it? You going to eat it? He likes churros. He should eat it. The other cats just split a churro. I split one 4 ways, and they each get a little bit of crunchies on it. They got some of the Farmhouse Naturals crunchies from the Dollar Tree. I want to see if he's going to sneeze when he eats this. And if he does sneeze, you know, what are the droplets looking like? So, we'll let him eat. Okay, he just sneezed. I'm going to check the plate when he's done. We're going to see what's going on there. So Ditto just finished, and I thought we'd take a look at his plate, and that's what it looks like. So I can see, I don't know if you guys could see, but I could see some droplets. Like, do you see the droplets from his sneeze? And they're clear. They're not red. So that could be an indication of his infection starting to heal. It can be an indication of, his mouth sores starting to heal. I mean, it's a good sign. We're moving in a positive direction, but we have to keep watching it. It could be a one-time occurrence, but we want to see it happening all the time. We want to see clear mucus versus, colored mucus. So that's always the goal. And not to get too gross, but when you're dealing with any kind of detoxification, you really do go by like a color scale when it goes to mucus. Obviously, the best mucus is clear. Then it goes to cloudy, which is worse than clear. And then you have like yellow mucus, which is worse than cloudy mucus. Then you have green mucus, which is worse than yellow mucus. Then you have brown mucus, which is worse than green, which is worse than yellow. So you keep getting worse and worse. And then the absolute worst is like black, because it's like necrotic. And of course, red would indicate blood, but that's usually somewhere when you have yellow or green or brown. A lot of times the brown mucus is from the dried blood. So, we kind of want to work him up the mucus scale to where it's pretty much either just cloudy or clear. So that's a good sign. It is 7:50 p.m. and I just gave Ditto the first half of his dinner. He's having homemade raw food today with water mixed in and the herbal mixture and a little bit of salmon oil and also a little bit of tuna juice, just to entice him to eat it. Maybe like a 1/4 teaspoon of salmon oil, not even, and maybe like 1/2 teaspoon of tuna juice. So I'll let him eat, and I gotta go feed the other cats, then I'll be back. I like to let Ditto eat the first half and digest it a little while, and then I give him the second half. It is 8:15 p.m. right now. And Ditto just finished the second half of his dinner. He ate it all, which is very good. And now we're going to relax. So I'm going to shut the big light off in here. Just going to put a little lamp on. And he has some nature videos to watch. And I want to get some other stuff done. And then I'd like to be able to come in here and relax with him for a little bit. But I don't want to stress him out. And I think I was mentioning that yesterday, how it's really treading a fine line between spending time with him and then just allowing him private time to himself, safety time to just heal, because he's still in the healing process. So pretty much all day he's been hanging out under the day sofa. So one thing that was different today was that I did not have this pet remedy plugged in. So I'm going to plug it in and let's see if it'll draw him out.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, and Boo. The Lucky Ferals.
It's 9:30 a.m. and I just came in here to open the curtains for Ditto. He's been under the day sofa all night. And this is the first time I've seen him on top of the day sofa since yesterday. So I think I'm going to leave and not disturb him. Come on, Ditto, you want food? Want some food? All right, I'll open the curtains anyway. So here's Ditto. And one thing that I have noticed is that he might be starting to sleep a little bit better than he was when he first came inside. So when he first came inside, he was moving around every few minutes. I felt like he hardly slept at all, and if he did, I couldn't imagine him getting any kind of deep sleep. And now when I check the security camera footage, he only moves around a few times an hour, which could be good. Maybe he's getting, 20, 30 minutes of sleep at a time, which is much better than it was before. Maybe he's getting even more sleep than that at a time, which is better than it was before. But he's looking good. I hope he's feeling okay. I would like for him to come out from under this day sofa and lay on top of it. What I think I'm going to do, it's like 45 degrees out today. It is ridiculous. In my entire life, I don't remember Memorial Day weekend this cold. So I think I'm going to put the warm mist humidifier back in here and see how he does with that. I actually was going to take the cool mist humidifier out of here because it's an ultrasonic humidifier, and I was like, well, maybe that's why he's hiding under the day sofa. Maybe, he's hearing a sound that humans can't hear because, cats have better hearing than we do. But then he came out, so I don't know. I know I will put the warm mist on and I will get him some breakfast. Okay, Dittos? Okay, I just put the other humidifier back in here. Right now, the humidity in here is 41%. I'd like to bring it up a little bit better so we can try to loosen up any congestion that Ditto has. I heard him sneeze once this morning, but other than that, I haven't heard him sneezing as much, so we're just going to see how it goes. Right now, it is 71 degrees in this room, so I don't mind if this heats up the room to 75 or even 80. I don't think it would, but just in case. The window is open about 1/2 of an inch just to get some fresh air in here. Okay, I just gave Ditto the first half of his breakfast. He's having homemade raw food with water mixed in. I also mixed in a little bit of salmon oil, a little bit of canned tuna with a little bit of tuna juice, and he's getting the dry herbs, the olive leaf extract, the acidophilus, glutamine, and nettle. Glutamine's not an herb, it's an amino acid, but I mix it in because it helps to heal the digestive tract. So I'll let him eat, and I'm going to go feed the other cats, and then I'll be back. It's 10 a.m. and Hydrox was hanging out by the back door, so I just put a plate of food out. You see it by the side of the house over there. Hopefully it'll stay dry because it is still raining. The other cats are eating their meal also. There's Splash, and you can see 3 empty plates down there. And here's Hydrox. He should eat his food because the automatic feeder is empty and there's no dry food in it, so hopefully he'll eat his food. Sometimes he doesn't eat it right away, but he should go back and eat it. And here's Boo. He's eating his food in the living room because that's his routine now. I would like to get him out of that routine, but sometimes it takes more energy to get a cat out of a routine than just to keep them in a routine. The problem is that when you have 4 cats and they are on portion controls, as they are right now, whatever Boo doesn't eat, they're going to swoop in and eat, and there goes the portion controls. So, that's why I've been monitoring Boo as he's been eating and just trying to keep the other cats away from his food. Boo would be happy to eat a little bit now and then come back later and eat a little bit more, but the unfortunate reality of that is when you have multiple cats, that doesn't happen because someone else is going to eat it. It's 10:07 a.m. and Ditto just used the litter box because I heard him from the other room. And I heard him meow. It was a very faint meow, but it sounds like he's getting his meow back, which would be great. Then when I came in the room, he was sitting by the window, which is also good. So maybe he was meowing at Hydrox. I don't know. I keep hoping he'll go and sit by the window and then Hydrox could be on the other side and then they could talk to each other, from through the window. But that's a good sign, Ditto. You want the other half of your breakfast? I also heard Ditto sneeze, so I don't know if he sneezed near the plate or near the litter box, but I don't see any blood splatter on the plate, so that's good, and he's eating very close to me, so that's good. There's Hydrox. He was just taking a bath. Maybe I need to give him some more food. I'm going to go check and see what he ate. See, this is what happens if I leave Boo alone. Then he surrenders his plate to Stella. Hydrox just went back to eating. I guess he was just taking a momentary break. I just gave Hydrox more food even though he did not finish what was on the first plate. And it's about 1:40 p.m. I'm just checking on Ditto, so he ate all his food. I'll move the plate out. He's hanging out here under the day sofa. And I did put the bed under here. Yes, I know I did not take the tags off the bed yet. But it's under here, so if he wants to lay in it, he can. And it looks like he'd rather not. How you doing, Ditto? I was going to sit in this room for, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes or so. And just hang out with them. I doubt he'll come out. But in case I haven't mentioned it yet, I did hear him meow twice today, so it does sound like he is starting to get his voice back. I also saw him jump up by the windows twice today. And when he meowed, both times was by the window, and I think he was meowing at Hydrox. So that's a good sign. He ate all of his food, and he ate the food that I gave him that Boo did not want to eat for breakfast, so he ate that too. So he has a very good appetite. Looks like he's been drinking some water. Some of the water is missing from the bowl. And obviously he's using the litter boxes, so everything's good. And I do have the humidifier on. I have the humidifier on low, and right now it's 51% humidity in here and 72 degrees. So earlier it was 41% humidity and 71 degrees. So I've been sitting in here for the past hour playing video games. I hooked up my Xbox, which I have not used in about 4 years. And I've been playing some games on it, and Ditto's been sitting here under the day sofa. I've been sitting on the day sofa because there's a clean towel on it. So I've been sitting on the day sofa, and Ditto's just hanging out underneath me. He seems really calm. And I just turned off the humidifier because it's up to 59% humidity in here. The temperature is 73.9, and I reset the time on here, so it should be correct. It should be about 2:52 right now. Here's Boo. Boo's laying on this cat condo. This is one of his favorite places. And Boo has an upset stomach. He threw up today. And he threw up yesterday, so I think I gotta start making sure he has smaller portions again. Right, Boo? And it also looks like he might be trying to pass a hairball or vomit up a hairball. But he hasn't quite been able to do that yet. So I planted some cat grass today. Planted a big thing of cat grass so the cats can enjoy it. Because that usually helps with hairballs also. You're such a good boy, Boo. You are such a good boy. Because you gave your room to Ditto. You gave your room to Ditto. You are such a good boy. And it has been raining all day so far. Which is good because the grass was starting to dry out. It is about 7:30 p.m. right now. I just gave Ditto the first half of his dinner, which is a scoop of homemade raw food and one of the Stella and Chewy's Duck Goose patties. And today, instead of water, I added some chicken broth because I poached some chicken breasts. So there's a little bit of chicken broth. And I give him the dry herbs, and I also put 3 of the decongesting drops in there. So I'll let him finish this, and I'll be back after I feed the other cats. And it looks like he might have gone into the cat bed under the day sofa. I'm gonna have to check on that and see on the camera. I do have like a webcam filming, so we'll see if he did or did not do that. It's 7:47 p.m. I just came in the room and Ditto was sitting by the window. But once I came in, he jumped down and went under the day sofa. And he attempted a meow. It wasn't as clear as his morning meow, but I did hear it. But, you know, he still has more healing to do. And he's eating the second part of his dinner. And then he'll have a snack a little while later. But he's more active today, that's for sure. And he is drooling a little bit. I have not seen him drooling for quite a while, and today I do see some drool. It's about 10:30 p.m. and I have a snack for Ditto. So there's a little bit of chopped up chicken because I made some chicken breast for dinner. And there is a tuna churro. And this is where Ditto was sitting. You can see he's been grooming himself. And he's also been spending more time by the window, and you can see what's going on here also. There you go, Ditto. Eat your food. I did put a few of the Rescue Remedy drops on it, which are just flower essences. That'll just kind of help him de-stress a little bit. He's doing better. He feels a little bit more relaxed today. Also, I think I realized why Ditto was drooling today. When I gave him Boo's leftover food, there were some crunchies in it, and he has not been on any crunchies or hard food or anything. He's been eating mostly soft food, and it could be that the hard crunchies, aggravated his mouth condition, and that would cause some drooling. All right, looks like he enjoyed his snack. I shut the lights off and I put some nature videos on for Ditto, so hopefully he'll go back on top of the day sofa and he'll watch the videos and then he'll relax and sleep.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, and Boo. The Lucky Ferals.
It's 10:20 a.m. Look at Simba. He's laying on the scratcher ramp. He's watching a chipmunk video. There's a chipmunk eating peanuts on the television. He looks like a giant ball of floof. But do you see how big these cats are? These are very big cats. Like, they're long and they're tall. And here's Boo. He was watching a chipmunk video also, but now he's watching a dog walk down the street. Here's Splash. He's hanging out in the cat tower. How you do, Splash? And here's Stella. She's relaxing on the bed. Stella got a lot of pets this morning, right, Stella? It is 8:25 a.m. and I put the humidifier on for Ditto maybe like a half hour ago. It was kind of cool in this room and humidity was down below 40%, so right now it's back up to 49%. It's 73 degrees. And I reviewed the security camera footage from this morning and overnight, and Ditto was very active. So he was laying on top of this day sofa and he was grooming himself, and he was sitting on the shelf by the window. You can see the fur, and he was also jumping up and down via this chair, and that was the first time I've seen him do that. And he was also taking flying leaps from the top of the shelf just straight to the floor without even using the chair or the day sofa. So he was more active today than I've ever seen him. And there he is now. He was still sneezing a little bit also, but let's hope it's less and less. He's getting the first half of his breakfast. It is a scoop of the homemade raw food, one of the Stella and Chewy's Duck Duck Goose patties, some warm water mixed in, and he's getting the dry herbal mixture. He's also getting the decongestant herbs, and he's getting kidney herbs. So he's getting 3 drops of the decongestant, 2 drops of the kidneys, and hopefully that'll help move stuff around and get stuff out. There's a whole bunch of litter and cat hair on the floor. I definitely would like to try to clean it up today. Maybe I'll get a broom. I've been using my vacuum with one of the pieces not attached because it's quieter and less scary for the cats. But I can only do so much, so we'll see. I definitely need to vacuum in here today and try to clean up the stuff that's on the floor. So I'll let Ditto finish his meal, and I'm gonna go feed the other cats. It is about 10:35, and look at this. Ditto ate all of his food. He made a little bit of a mess, and I also should say that I did mix in a little bit of tuna, maybe like a teaspoon of tuna. I'm gonna give him the second half of his meal. There you go, Ditto. You could eat it. Ditto. You could eat it. It is 2:30 p.m. and here's Ditto. He's hanging out under the day sofa. This has been his daily hangout. Don't forget, when he was outside, this is what he did during the day. He'd find someplace really cozy to just kind of chill out, and he'd relax. And I just gave him a churro. This is a tuna with salmon churro. So let's see how he eats this. He should eat it fine, but you know, we'll see if he's still sneezing or anything. Alright, so he just sneezed on the plate. Yeah. Looks like there's still some blood coming out today. Yeah, it's coming from his mouth. Yeah. Yeah, he still is bleeding in his mouth. It is 3 p.m. and I just vacuumed the top of the day sofa and the top of the shelf, and I vacuumed the floor. I did the best that I could, considering I didn't want to do too much to scare Ditto, and he's still under the day sofa. I did not try to clean anything under the day sofa other than wipe up some of the blood that was coming out when Ditto was coughing before. I used the Nature's Miracle enzymatic formula, tough on cat urine, feces, vomit, drool, and other organic stains and odors. So here's Ditto. He's okay. He just needs to relax, stay relaxed. It is 8:22 p.m. and I just came in the room to give Ditto some fresh water and to scoop out the litter boxes. Let's give him dinner. How you doing, Ditto? You okay? He's been resting today, I think. That's been his schedule. So he hangs out under the day sofa during the day, and then at night he moves around the room. Right, Ditto? He says that's very similar to what he did when he lived outside, because he would, find a really comfortable place to hang out during the day, try to get some snoozing in, and then at night he'd go out prowling. Right, Ditto? You go out catting? We know you did because we'd watch you on the live streams, right, Ditto? And you'd go around and no one would know where you were. And you always went around at night, right? He says he misses that. Oh, let's get you well, Ditto, okay? Let's get you well. Let me do your water and then the litter, and then we'll have dinner, okay? Yeah? Good? Okay. It is 8:40 p.m. I just gave Ditto the first part of his dinner. We're actually eating later than we should right now. I got a little sidetracked today with some other things. So there he goes, he's eating. And I'll be back in a little while after I feed all the other cats. Enjoy your food, Ditto. He's getting homemade raw food today with water mixed in and the dry herbs. And he's been doing really good over the past few days. Like, I have not seen any blood for days now. And then today we saw it before when he was sneezing. So we're just going to keep an eye on what's going on with that. And if it gets worse, then I'll have to give the vet a call. But all they're going to do is prescribe antibiotics. And he was on antibiotics for 10 days. So all they're going to do is prescribe another different antibiotic. So I'd rather try to take a more natural, healthy approach with trying to heal that mouth issue. So that's why we're going to watch it. It was doing good for days, and then today it reappeared. And it could be because he's been doing so much grooming. I mean, we saw all the fur and all the cat hair on the day sofa. And obviously he's doing that with his mouth. So if he had any sores in his mouth that were starting to heal, you know, you're going to aggravate it when you're using it to do all that grooming. So that's why, you know, we have to see. Sometimes it's like, you know, 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. So we're just going to watch. He's doing really good otherwise. You know, he was really moving around the room today. He was up by the window, and, you know, he was on the day sofa, and he wasn't just, you know, sleeping the whole time. So that's a good sign also. Now, I did vacuum this towel earlier today, and there is some cat hair on it, and there's some cat hair over here, so I think he must have been on it at some point today. I'm going to have to check the security cameras. And there's also more cat hair up here, so it would appear that he was up here at some point also. It is 9:05 p.m. and Ditto ate almost all of his food. Pretty much ate it all. There's no blood on the plate. Oh, I see an ant. You gonna sneeze? Sneeze on the plate, boo. Ditto. I don't know if he sneezed on the plate, but I know he sneezed near the plate, and I don't see any blood on it, and I'm looking under the day sofa. I don't see any blood there either. I cleaned up what was there before. There were some spots, so I'm gonna give him the second half of his dinner. So look at that. I put it on the plate, and he was actually coming out toward the plate. It feels like he's getting a little bit friendlier, which is good. So that's the second half of his meal, and then I'll come back in a little while with a snack. I'm trying to get back on schedule, but everything's just late today. Okay, Ditto. It's 10:45 p.m. and I just gave Ditto a snack. I don't know if he's gonna eat it. So it is a fresh raw chicken liver that I pureed in my mini food processor, and there's a few drops of salmon oil on it and a few drops of an herbal tincture. So the question is, will he eat it? Chicken livers are high in iron, so if he's dealing with any kind of blood loss from the sores in his mouth, it can help replenish his iron. If he eats all of this, I have more in the mini food processor. I gave him only about 1/3 of what was in there, just to see if he would like to eat it. And if he does, it's a really good all-natural option for a squeeze-up. Doesn't look too pretty, but it's very healthy. Also, I wanted to point out that there is more cat hair on this towel, and more cat hair up here, and more cat hair down here. So I guess Ditto's been moving around the room. There's a fly on the window ledge, and Boo's just sitting here. Simba, on the other hand, he's ready to hunt it.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, and Boo. The Lucky Ferals.
Good morning, Ditto. It is almost 9 a.m. and I just gave Ditto a plate of food. He looks tired. I know he was up grooming himself again. I saw it on the security cameras, and I also see a lot more cat hair on the day sofa and on the towels and stuff. So for breakfast, he's getting homemade raw food with water mixed in and the dry herbs. I did not put any salmon oil or tuna juice. I'm just curious to see if he'll eat it without the salmon oil or tuna juice. Let me back up. You can see he's been sitting here and grooming. I just gave Ditto some fresh water and he's eating his food. So this morning when I was checking the security camera footage, I saw that Ditto used the litter box and he sneezed when he used it, so I wanted to check to see if the wall near the litter box was splattered with blood, and thankfully it's not. It's 9:15 and I just gave Ditto the second half of his breakfast. With this batch, I put in some salmon oil and some B complex vitamin because I've been doing some research and I've come across some information that a deficiency of riboflavin can add to the occurrences of stomatitis. I don't know how true it is, but it's not going to hurt him having additional B vitamins in his meal, but I'm going to look into that a little bit more. And then I put some of the general healing herbs in there, and that's what he's going to get for breakfast. It's a whole lot of nutrition, so much nutrition. And you know what, I've been thinking about how much grooming he's been doing. Obviously, if his mouth was really hurting him, he would not be doing the grooming. And if his mouth was trying to heal, like let's say there was some lesions in his mouth that were trying to heal, if he's doing all that grooming, they're not going to heal as well as they should. You know, if he has, he could be aggravating them instead of just allowing them to heal. So we're just taking it one day at a time, and we're just going to keep a good eye on what he's doing today. And, you know, he, other than bloody saliva coming out of his mouth, he doesn't really have any other symptoms. He doesn't have fatigue. He is eating well. He's pooping. He's drinking. So he seems well. He just needs to kind of get over his fears and anxiety of, you know, interacting with me. That's pretty much the most part. And I would like to spend more time in this room with him, even if it's not interacting with him, but just being in this room. The unfortunate part is that my daily schedule has not allowed that. I thought over this weekend I would, but other than that one day when I was in here for like an hour and a half, I have not had the time to do that. So I'm hoping that as I feed him every day, he just realizes that I'm not a threat to him. I mean, he should know I'm not a threat to him. He, you know, he came around all the time outside. He rubbed up against me. He headbutted me. The problem is that, you know, once you trap a cat and once you take it to a vet, you know, a lot of times that cat does not trust you anymore. So I know I lost a lot of Ditto's trust when that happened. I do know that Splash was never the same after he got back from the vet, but he was also fixed at the same time. So I had to wrangle Splash, put him in the carrier. I took him to the vet. He got neutered and he also got vaccinated. And ever since then, he wasn't as friendly to me as he was before that. So I know Ditto has not been as happy with me post-vet visit as he was pre-vet visit. It is 11:25 a.m. and I just came in the room to get something, and I was trying to play with Ditto. The thing is, like, I don't want to scare him, but he did seem a little bit interested. So this is like a wand toy with these wormy things on the end. It has some ribbons on the end, and Boo used to love this. I used to play with a very similar toy with Boo when he lived outside. And Ditto does seem interested in it. I mean, it is good to give him a little, like, mental stimulation. The thing is, like, is he scared or is he interested? Because he is kind of backed into a corner there. He's not hissing or anything. And I'm not putting it, like, totally near him. It's about a foot away from him. You want to play? He hasn't tried to reach for it yet. You don't want to scare him with it. You want to play? See, a lot of feral cats don't know what play is. They don't know what play is because they've never really played. Everything has always been very, serious for them. They've hunted because they had to survive. And, like, when they're kittens, they don't have any toys other than, like, their mother's tail and sticks and plants and leaves. So Splash and Simba, like, had a lot of toys when they were kittens. They still played with their mother's tail and, like, natural elements outside, but they learned how to play because they were little. And then Stella and Boo learned how to play because they used to play with the kittens. Oh, he's smelling it. That's a good sign. That's a good sign, Ditto. Want to play with it? You think you might want to play? The other thing we don't know is what kind of toys Ditto would prefer. Like, Boo likes his dragonflies, right? And Stella likes wormy toys. And Simba likes pom-poms. But this is really the best interaction that I've been able to have with Ditto with regards to a toy. I didn't try to play with him when his leg was swollen because obviously I wanted to heal his leg. And obviously he still has mouth issues, so I really don't expect him to try to chew on the toy or anything. But he could paw at it. I really just want to show him that this is not going to hurt him. The toy is not going to hurt him. Like, he could play with it if he wants to, but if he doesn't want to, it's not going to hurt him. Right, Ditto? You got an itch? Okay, scratch that itch. You play with it? No? What I might do is I might leave this toy on the ground. It's been up on the table for a while. He might not like the bell. Maybe I'll cut the bell off. Yeah, I'm going to go cut the bell off. It's much better without the bell. Right? Right, Ditto? You like it better without the bell? I also bought him an electronic cat toy. The one that the cats had when they first came inside. It's like a ball with a spinning feather on it. I want to give it to him when I can actually film him and his reaction to it, and I can't do that right now. Plus, I don't want... I feel like it might scare him because it does make, like, motor noises and stuff. You don't mind this toy now, Ditto? You don't care about it? Can I hit his paws with it? Can I touch his paws with it? You don't care? See, he's getting good. In the past, he'd be so afraid he'd run. Now we don't care. Okay, you want me to leave it with you? Maybe I should get like a, because this is kind of cleaning the floor as I do this. Maybe I could get like a mop or something, like a dry mop. Look, look. Look, he went for it. Okay. Okay. All right, so this is good progress for now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave this here. I'm going to leave that there, Ditto. I'm going to go put a camera on, like the webcam, and we'll see what he does, if he does anything. He might just relax. It is 1:39 p.m. and I just baked a small piece of salmon. What I want to do is puree this once it cools. And Boo woke up from his nap. I guess he smells it and he's looking for a piece, but it's way too hot to give him any. So what I want to do with this is I want to put it in my mini food processor, maybe add a little water or broth, and try to make it like a squeeze-up consistency, and then see if Ditto will eat it, because salmon is full of omega-3s, which are really good for their anti-inflammatory properties. So we'll see how that goes. It is 2:52 p.m. and I just made Ditto a snack. I have some homemade salmon puree on a plate. So I baked that piece of salmon. I added a little bit of water to it in my little food processor. And let's see if he'll eat it. He's smelling it. So I just noticed this. It looks like he was in the crate and moving the blanket around. There's also some fur. There's like a tuft of fur on the blanket, and see how it's kind of in the litter box. So I don't know if he was using the litter box and then kind of, then he was kind of moving the blanket at the same time, or what he was doing in there. He is definitely enjoying the salmon, and that was not a perfectly smooth pate. There were like little bits and pieces of salmon in it. For some reason, the little food processor did not want to make it totally smooth. That's the camera that I have pointed at him. Alright, it looks like he enjoyed that. So last night he had the homemade chicken liver puree. And right now he's having the salmon puree. And maybe later I can make him some beef puree. Now this is cooked salmon puree. I should point out that it's cooked salmon. Yesterday the chicken liver was raw. I just gave a little bit of the salmon to Simba. Let's see if he will eat it. He's tasting it. Here's Boo. Boo wants to check it out. Be nice. Boo, you want some? Boo, I'll give you your own plate. Come on. I just gave some to Boo. Is he going to eat it? He's tasting it. Alright, so the cats wanted a few crunchies on their salmon. We'll see how much they eat. Look at Stella. She's always so dainty when she eats her snacks. Meanwhile, Boo is stealing Simba's. You can steal Boo's. Boo just wants your crunchies. You could steal his salmon. There, I gave you your salmon. And there's Boo. He wanted the salmon, now he's not eating it. But I think Simba really likes it. It's actually his second plate. They wanted to lick the juice, but they did not want to eat the salmon. It's 7:45 p.m. and I gave Ditto the first half of his dinner here on the tray, and he ate it. And I just came in the room to give him his second half of dinner, and he was in the litter box. I totally did not realize he was in the litter box. I don't know if he finished or what, but I'm going to put his dinner on the platter. I am going to turn the lamp on, and there's already squirrel videos on for him, so he's set for the night. Here he is. He's waiting for me to leave the room. The minute I leave the room, he's going to come out and eat. Ditto, you going to eat your food? Okay. All right. I'll see you later, Ditto, okay? I'm going to go out for a while. I'll be back later, okay? You be good. It's 8:05 p.m. Look what's going on here. There's a fly on the window ledge. And Boo's just sitting here. Simba, on the other hand, he's ready to hunt it. You gonna get the fly? Oh, he wants the food in my hand? This is Boo's dinner. Boo does not feel like eating. He's playing games, Simba. Simba, get the fly. Fly's over there now. Boo, get the fly! Get the fly! It's 9:35, and I just got home. I was out for a little while, and when I got out of my car, who did I see walking across the street? Hydrox. I saw Hydrox. I don't know where he was coming from. I don't know if he was coming from the woods or coming from a neighbor's house. I don't know. But he might have been out looking for food. I mean, he could have been out just having a good time, but he could have been out looking for food. And I gave him a big plate of canned food before I left. So he had food to eat here. I did not see him eat it before I left, but he had food to eat here. So what I am realizing is that if I don't put dry food in the feeder, then if he's hungry and if he either does not want to eat the canned food or the raw food or the wet food that I put out, he's then going to go elsewhere to find food. And when he goes elsewhere to find food, I don't know what's going to be in the food that he's eating. Now, chances are the food will be safe, but there's also the chance that the food will not be safe, because we know that there are some very unkind people in this world that like to do horrible things to cats. So even though the dry food in the automatic feeder is not the best thing for him, it's better than him going off and eating some kind of random food that he finds. So I think I will put more dry food in the feeder, so he doesn't have to go out and, chance some kind of food that could be harmful for him. And I really think that is why Boo smells his food so well before he eats it, because he was living outside longer than the other cats, and he had to be very, very cautious what people were feeding him, because, there's a lot of people that do a lot of bad things to cats. And there's Boo, and he says yes, he agrees. He says he's still in the habit of being very, very cautious with his food. It is now 9:52, and there's Hydrox. He just ate a plate of food. Pretty big plate of food. I wonder if he wants some more. So he definitely was hungry, and he was out looking for food. So I think it proves my theory correct that even though the dry food is not the best thing for him to eat, if he has mouth issues like Ditto, it's better for him to eat the dry food than to be off scrounging. Look at Stella. Stella thinks she's a case of Perrier. Hello, Stella. It is 11:10 p.m. and I just gave Ditto a pureed chicken liver. There's some herbs mixed in. He had this yesterday, so he should like it. I was gonna give him like a churu or a squeeze up, but I was looking at the ingredients and they have, you know, tapioca starch in them. They have like guar gum and stuff, and it's probably best for him not to have that stuff. At least right now while we're trying to heal him. You know, it's another thing if he was totally fine. But sometimes you gotta be strict when you're trying to reverse a health condition. So he's enjoying this, which is good. So I will let him finish and I'll be back. I have to go give the cats their crunchies and clean up the kitchen. I just don't want to leave the plate here because I've seen a few ants in this room. I don't know where they're coming from. So I'm just trying to avoid leaving any kind of uneaten food around. Ditto ate all of the chicken liver. Good job, Ditto. How you doing, Ditto? You feeling okay? You doing okay? Does he have some of it on his nose? I really can't tell because I'm watching from the camera screen. Not to be gross, but raw chicken liver looks very bloody. Okay, Ditto, it's time for bed, okay? So I'm going to shut the lights off and I'm going to put a nice mouse video on the TV for you, okay? So you can watch some mouse videos if you want. He's definitely gotten his voice back. Today's the first day that he's sitting by the windows and meowing. Uh-oh. Oh no. What's he doing?
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, and Boo. The Lucky Ferals.
It is 9:17 a.m. and today for the first time I decided to feed the cats, look at this, before Ditto because, you know, they're all under my feet. So I said, let me feed them first. And so I'm here with Boo trying to get him to finish his food. And all of a sudden we heard the loudest howl. And the cats were freaked out. They're like, what is going on? And I knew it was Ditto. Right away I knew it was Ditto. And I was like, oh my God, he's definitely getting his voice back because that was the loudest that I've heard him yet. I opened his door to see what was going on and he was right near the door looking. So he obviously smells food out here. So I'm gonna go put his plate together. It is 9:23 and I just gave Ditto the first half of his breakfast. It is a scoop of homemade raw food with one of the Stella and Chewy's Duck Duck Goose patties mixed in with the dry herbs, with some salmon oil, with some B complex and a little bit of tuna. And when I walked in the door, Ditto went under the day sofa. So I'm standing here waiting for him to come out. The other thing that I should mention is that this pet remedy diffuser has been running all night and it smells really good in here. Also, when I was looking at the security camera footage this morning from overnight, Ditto spent a lot of time sitting on this rug and grooming himself. So we can see all of the fur that has come out of him. And I keep looking at him and looking for bald spots because, you know, he's been grooming himself so much and there's so much cat hair in the room and I don't see any bald spots on him. Maybe there's a few on his belly, but I've not seen him grooming his belly. So this morning on the security camera, he was really like grooming his arms and his legs and his shoulders and stuff like that. So I think he's just catching up for lost time because when he was outside and not feeling very well, he wasn't really grooming himself as much. And now that he has more time on his hands because he doesn't have to spend any time or energy hunting or looking for food or looking for shelter or just being like alert for other animals, he could take that time and energy and spend it grooming. My hope is that he spends it healing. But he can be doing both at the same time. He has a very healthy appetite, and I really like the fact that he came out to eat while I'm standing here. And not just standing here, but talking, like I'm talking to a camera right now. So, good for Ditto. So this is the first half of his breakfast. When he's done, I'll give him the second half. He looks like he might have put a little bit of weight on. He doesn't look as bony as he did when he first came in here, but to be honest, I have not been trying to pet him at all. I've just been really taking the tactic of letting him get more comfortable and, you know, come towards me. And I think by, you know, delaying the food and by moving it out from under the day sofa, it's definitely going to help. He doesn't need breakfast in bed anymore because he's not limping. I'm curious to see what he does when he finishes the food on this plate. Is he going to go straight back under the day sofa? Like, or what is he going to do? He's obviously been using the litter box in the crate. And I think that's a good thing that he's been using the litter box in the crate, because it means he's not afraid to go back into the crate. So if I needed to get him into the crate, I could put a plate of food in the far corner of the crate and he could go in there and eat, and then I could shut the crate. It's not an ideal situation, but I'm thinking maybe I could even get him in a carrier that way. I could put a plate of food in the far end of a carrier and he would go in. Okay, he ate really well. No sneezing. I didn't notice any drool. Okay, what's he gonna do? Hey, Ditto, drink water? Drink water? And he's gonna go right back under there. And it's about 10 or 15 minutes later. I just came in the room to give Ditto the second half of his breakfast. He wants to come out and eat it. I just put food outside for Hydrox. Hydrox is out by the back door. And go ahead, Ditto, you could eat it. And I also filled the automatic feeder. I put some dry cat food in the automatic feeder. I believe it was the Whole Earth Farms chicken recipe. Look at this. I am crouched down right next to this tray, and Ditto came out to eat, so that is such a good sign. I really think the pet remedy diffuser is helping. I really think he's feeling a little bit better, because obviously we just heard him meow, and I heard him howl before. I'm going to see if the security camera picked that up so I can include it in this video. But he's definitely getting his voice back, which is good, because it means some healing is going on in his mouth and his throat. So with stomatitis, not only are there lesions like around the gum area, so not only are his gums inflamed, but it can also be like the back of his mouth and like his throat area. So it's a good sign. It's a very good sign. And of course, the fact that he is so hungry is a very good sign. So he's getting the second half of what I gave him. And I also put a few more drops of the healing, just the general healing tincture in there. So he's getting a lot of additional nutrition in his food. And I gave Hydrox some canned food. I give him a little bit of canned food to see if he'll eat. And then if he does eat it, like if he's in the mood to eat, then I give him more with supplements in it. But I'm not just going to waste stuff by putting it out there and then him not eating it. And he has a tendency to do that. So I never know when he's in the mood to eat or not. So this room is a complete mess right now. There is litter all over the place. I'm glad Ditto's using the litter boxes, but he really kicks out litter all over the place. And yeah, there's cat hair everywhere. So It looks like he finished his food, and once again he's not sneezing, which is good. And he just went back under the day sofa. That's like his safe spot. So I'm sitting here, and I just turned the webcam on, and Ditto's coming out from under the day sofa. I'm like, where's he going? Well, the bowl that I mix his food in is on the floor, and he went to see what's in the bowl, so he is obviously still hungry. I think I'm going to put together some more food for him. I don't have any more raw food defrosted. I do have a can open, and I also have some tuna. Maybe I'll give him some tuna. I just gave him some of the Performatrin canned food that I gave Hydrox. Hydrox is actually outside eating. I mixed some water into it just to make it easier for him to eat it. When I walked in the room, he was looking out the window. I don't know if he's looking at Hydrox or what, but he was looking out the window. I came in the door, he jumped down, then he was looking at me, but then he went under the day sofa. Obviously, that's his safe spot. And as I was putting the food on the plate, he was starting to come out from under the day sofa. So he's very, very hungry today. But this is a very big breakfast for him. So this is good. I'm not giving him any more after this. And my hope is that he does not vomit, because this is a lot of food. It's 10 a.m. I'm trying to make myself breakfast. I haven't eaten anything yet, and I keep thinking I hear like a cat meowing or a cat crying. I'm like, what is going on? So I open the door to the recovery room, and look at where Ditto is. He's on the shelf near the windows. And he didn't jump down. He was only looking at me, and he meowed at me again. And I shut the door, and I'm like, okay, let me go outside and let me see what he does if I go out to the window. Look, he's just sitting here. He's not afraid. I know it's hard for you to see through the screen, but he's looking at me. He's like, what's going on? So he's definitely way more active today and way less fearful. Maybe he wants more food. Maybe I'll go give him a little bit more food. I just gave Ditto a little bit more food with water mixed in. Here he is. When I came in the room, he jumped down from near the window. He went under the day sofa, and now he just came out to eat. So I'm hoping just to keep him calm and quiet. I don't mind him moving around this room at all. It's just when he's meowing and howling, the other cats get all upset. So today is day 20. Ditto has spent 10 days on antibiotics and 10 days on herbs. He's definitely gotten his voice back. Today's the first day that he's sitting by the windows and meowing. Uh-oh. Oh no. What's he doing? He's trying to get on the live stream. There's a computer set up there. There's no live stream. I'm just recording. All right, I'm gonna go in the room and see what he wants. I don't think he wants more food. I think maybe he's looking for Hydrox. Or maybe he wants to go outside. But he's obviously feeling better. It's also the first day that he's really gotten his voice back. Oh, is he gonna try to go out? The window is open just a little bit. Is he gonna try to go out? I don't think he could open the window. I don't think he's strong enough to open the window. Okay, so he just ate most of his food. And I'm looking out the window. I don't see Hydrox or anyone outside. I am going to shut off this Pet Remedy diffuser for now. Maybe it's working too well. And after I finish my breakfast, then I'm going to come in here, I'm going to vacuum, and I'll sit in here for a while with Ditto, and maybe I could bring my computer in here and do some work if it's going to keep him from howling. Because that's what's really affecting the other cats, his meowing. It's 12 p.m. I just came downstairs and saw this. Stella's hanging out in the carrier. How you doing, Stella? You want to go for a ride? Would you like to go for a ride? I'm going to zip up the carrier. Let's see if I could carry her upstairs in the carrier. I think it'll be good training for her. Okay, that didn't work because she was able to get out faster than I could zip it up. It is 2:36 p.m. And I just gave Ditto an afternoon snack. So this is the salmon puree that I made yesterday. It was in the refrigerator and I took it out and I stirred it up and put some herbs in there for him. Some of the decongestant herbs that are also good for healing mucous membranes. And I put some herbs in there to support his kidneys, because the kidneys are the doors to detoxification, right? Right, Ditto? You always got to take care of your kidneys. So you can eat that. You can eat that. I'm about a foot away from him right now. I'm crouched down really low. He enjoyed the salmon yesterday. But you know how cats are. Maybe because it was freshly made. Maybe the fact that it's been in the refrigerator overnight, he might not like it. Or he might not like it because I'm so close to him. I'm going to get up. There he is. He's watching some ducks on TV. He's been resting quietly under the day sofa. And I think it was because I was vacuuming the room and cleaning it up. So he kind of went into retreat back there. I'm seeing some drool on the side of his mouth. We have to remember that the vet says he doesn't have many teeth left. So he has his fangs. And she said a few molars. It's like a few of his back teeth. But other than that, he doesn't have any. Okay, so Ditto just sneezed, and the only thing that came out was the salmon that he's eating. So that could be a good sign. I've seen no new additional blood anywhere else in the room. So that's a good sign also. The only thing we can do is observe and keep an eye on what's going on, and then act accordingly. Yeah, so he enjoyed that. So that was some fresh baked salmon and pureed with a little bit of water. Right now, as we speak, I am actually cooking a pot of chicken broth. I just put it on the stove. I'm going to make it really simple and plain for the cat. So just some chicken and some water. That'll be it. And I don't know, maybe a carrot, but I'm definitely not going to put any like onions or anything in it. I'm just going to keep it plain so I can mix it up with the food. Put some extra nutrition. Oh, and I added some chicken liver because I have the chicken liver that I've been pureeing for Ditto. So I added a chicken liver to the pot also. So it's just some chicken pieces and some chicken liver. He should like that. It is 8:02 p.m. And I just put some dinner out for Ditto. This is what he's looking like. It looks like maybe he was grooming his side, or maybe he's laying on some stuff underneath the day sofa. So right before I gave him this dinner, I gave him some fresh water and I cleaned out his litter boxes. It seems he's mainly using the litter box that is in the crate right now. He used the other one a little bit also. And when I came in the room, he was sitting by the window. Maybe he's looking at Hydrox out there, or I don't know what. It is 78 degrees in this room, and the humidity is about 42%. This room gets a lot of sunlight during the day because the windows face south. So it warms up, and I don't want to open the windows too much because Ditto could probably easily get out through the screen. And I'm not going to put the air conditioning on in the entire house when the entire house is perfectly fine. So Ditto's just going to have to deal with it. It's not terribly hot. Like if it got above like 80, then I would definitely consider putting the air on, but that would also mean the rest of the house is much hotter also. I'm not a fan of air conditioning. I love hot weather. This is my absolute favorite time of the year. I love summer. Okay, so he's eating his food. He's getting 2 scoops of the homemade raw food and then one of the Stella and Chewy's chicken patties, just because he was so hungry at breakfast. So I am going to increase his serving sizes again. I had knocked it down to like 1 scoop and 1 patty, or 2 scoops. And so I increased it again to like 2 scoops and a patty, or 3 scoops. I also added the dry herbs. I added vitamin B, and I added the healing tincture. The one thing that I did not add was salmon oil. I just realized that. So when I bring him the second half, I could add a little bit of fish oil to it. I also plugged in the Pet Remedy diffuser when I was cleaning out the litter boxes, so maybe that's going to help relax him a little bit. I just gave Ditto the second half of his dinner, so it's the same as the first half, but I remembered to put some salmon oil into it. And here he is, he's coming out to eat. So I'm not seeing any bald spots on him, considering how much cat hair has been shed in this room. Okay, I'm gonna let him eat. I gotta go feed Hydrox, and I have to go make sure that Boo eats his food and nobody else steals it from him. Boo's been having a hard time with Ditto over the past like day and a half. I don't know if it's jealousy issues or what, but just Boo has not really been himself, especially when, you know, they hear Ditto meowing or howling. Boo gets really upset by that kind of stuff. You know, for a thug, he's very, very sensitive. So here's Boo. When I gave the cats their dinner downstairs, instead of staying down there to eat, he immediately ran up the stairs. Like, oh, I'm gonna go eat upstairs. And I was like, okay, you go. I was just gonna finish what I needed to do down there, which was clean up the food bowls. So I did that. Then I came upstairs and I gave him his food here. And he eats like just a little bit off the top. And then he waits because he wants me to put some crunchies on it or some of the freeze-dried Stella and Chewy's. And he doesn't eat it unless I'm like sitting here, which is not good. You know, he needs to get out of this habit. The problem is he really didn't eat much of his breakfast, and he really didn't eat much of his dinner yesterday. And that's what I'm saying, where, you know, he's in this weird mood. But when it's time for crunchies or time for treats, he gobbles those up. So I don't think it's a health issue with him. I don't think it's an issue where there's something wrong physically. I think it's more of like an emotional or mental thing with Boo. And we know he has those kind of issues because of, you know, that time that I had to take him to the animal hospital when I thought he had a UTI, but it was just like stress oriented. And the issue with the over grooming seems to be stress oriented also. So at least he's eating a fair bit right now. It would be great if he ate the entire plate, even if he just eats some of it. Now, like yesterday, he didn't want to eat his dinner, and I was like, okay, then we're just not going to have crunchies. You know, if you don't eat your dinner, there's no reason to have crunchies later at night. So when it was crunchy time, I gave him his dinner plate, and he didn't want it. So when it was time to give the cats their crunchies, I really wanted to just skip it and be like, okay, no crunchies tonight. But Stella, Splash, and Simba were really eager to have some crunchies. And there's no way that I could just give them crunchies and not give Boo crunchies, because then he'll like want to beat them up. And I would have to like physically separate him and put him in another room. So I didn't do that. What I did was I put his crunchies on top of his dinner, and he ate a few of them, but then he did not want to eat them. He just wanted to eat a plain plate of crunchies. So this is what he has done right now. I would say maybe he ate a fourth or a fifth of it. It's hard to tell. Another thing that I feel like is going on with Boo is that when he thinks one of the other cats wants his food, he will gladly give it to them. Like if he thinks Stella or Simba want his food, he'll be like, okay, you could have it. Because I noticed that's what he'll do. A lot of times he'll be eating fine, and then like Simba will walk over to him and he'll just abandon his plate and be like, okay, Simba, you could have it. So I think that's another issue with him. But over the past few days, what I've done is I've tried to just let him eat by himself up here. So like when the other cats are eating downstairs, if Boo runs up the stairs, I'll follow him. I'll shut the kitchen door so that the other cats are downstairs, and I'll give Boo food in here. And he just made Splash move away. And he still won't eat it, even with the cats downstairs. So I don't know. He's weird sometimes. But like, what cat is not? Like, all cats are weird sometimes. But guess what? All people are weird sometimes also. So it's not just a cat thing. It is 8:25 p.m. and there's Hydrox. I just put some food out for him. I'm happy he's eating it. It's a can of the Performatrin, and I put some of the chicken broth into it. And I mixed some of the homemade chicken broth into it. I made homemade chicken broth today. I forgot to say that I added that to Ditto's food, and the other cats got some also. So that's good that he's eating. It is 10 p.m. and I just brought a snack in for Ditto. It is a churro with some herbs on it, and it is some shredded chicken and a little bit of cooked ground beef that I've kind of sprinkled around there. I'm curious to see what he'll eat on this plate. There he is. He's hanging out under the day sofa. You want to eat it, Ditto? It's a snack for you. Okay, so he's not coming to get it. I am going to go out and give the cats their crunchies. Hydrox is outside eating the second half of his dinner. I gave him the first half around 8 o'clock, and then I went out for a little while. I just got back, so I gotta go check on him also. It's a little while later, and I just came back into the recovery room to see what Ditto ate, and look at that. He ate the churro, he ate the chicken, and he ate the beef. Ditto eats better than every other cat in this house. Hey, Ditto. I'm glad you like your snack. Tell the other cats that they should eat as good as you do. They're getting really picky. I gave them some of the ground beef also. They didn't want to eat it. And they don't like eating the cooked chicken either. All they want to eat is crunchies. And I'm not giving you any crunchies because we want to heal your mouth, right, Ditto? We want you to eat food that's like softer. You're happy now? Like with that food, you're not hungry anymore? Alright, you want to go to sleep? You want a good night? You gonna sleep under there? You comfortable on the hard floor like that, Ditto? You're comfortable on that hard floor? You know, I do have like a quilt I could put under there for you. It's on the floor. It's just on the other side of the day sofa. Would you like me to put it where you are now so you could lay on something soft? Or do you like the floor because it's cooler? You like the floor because it's cooler? Yeah? Okay. So I put this under the day sofa for Ditto, and he has not used it, so I'm going to take it out. And I just replaced it with this quilt. This is a quilt that was given to the cats from Sharon, I believe. So there's Ditto. He's still where he was. He still has plenty of room. And then there's the quilt. He could lay on it if he wants to, but he doesn't have to. See? There he is. So half of the area under here does not have a quilt, and half of the area does have a quilt. We'll see what he does. All right, Ditto. Good night, Ditto. I want you to have a good night, okay? I just went to the post office to pick up some mail, so it is mail time. I have not had a chance to film a mail time in so long because I have been so busy with Ditto. It's just been like work, take care of cats, sleep. Work, take care of cats, sleep. That's been my life for like the past 20 days. So today I'm making some time to sit down and open some mail.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, and Boo. The Lucky Ferals.
Okay, the first thing we have here is an envelope, and I have my black cat envelope opener. And this says, it's your day to relax. Doesn't that look good with a big glass of iced tea, some flowers? Well, thank you very much. Wishing you a little sun, a lot of smiles, and a perfectly wonderful Mother's Day. To Lucky Ferals, Stella, Boo, Splash, and the Hydrox, Ditto from Eileen. Thank you so much, Eileen, for your donation and for this lovely card. I probably got it a few weeks ago, but like I said, I haven't had a chance to film any mail times yet, so thank you so much. And here's another card. And this says, it's your day. And look at the cat. There's a cat in this wheelbarrow with lots of flowers. Isn't that pretty? Thank you very much to Lucky Ferals, Stella, Boo, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto. Hope sweet things sprout just for you on your birthday. Enjoy, Eileen. Thank you so much, Eileen, for your donation and for thinking of us on our birthday. I had a birthday, Simba had a birthday, and Splash had a birthday. And this month, Stella and Boo are going to have their birthdays. And here's another card. Look at this card. That looks like Boo. That looks a lot like Boo. Dear Lucky, I just had to write to let you know how much I enjoy your channel. I'm 63 and have never followed anyone on YouTube before. I'm recovering from a very serious neck surgery. I'm awake at all hours. I started watching Boo's first days and now am up to year 2. Wow, that's a lot of videos. But I also cheat and watch current shows. You are great with the cats. I am not an expert. I was scared of cats until I was 40. Wow. A feral cat adopted me and changed my life. 4 more cats followed, 1 each year till we had 5 rescues. You should have seen us evacuating for hurricanes. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine. I can't imagine having to evacuate that many cats for a hurricane. Now only one of them, Cassie, age 21, is still with us. We've rescued 3 more, so we have 3 now, ages 21, 16, and 2. I adopted the 16-year-old at 12 because her human died and no one was adopting her. Oh, that's so nice of you. I will adopt older cats when needed. That is so nice. Love what you do, Pamela Ivey. Tilly, Vivian, and Cassie send love and meows to all. Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Boo, and you, Pamela and the girls. Thank you so much, Pamela, for your lovely note and this lovely card. It looks just like Boo. And thank you so much for watching the videos, and I'm glad that you've been enjoying them. We hope your recovery is going well and that you feel a lot better soon. Okay, here's another card. Isn't that a pretty cat? That's a very pretty cat. Reminds me of Stella. Thank you very much to the Lucky Ferals, Stella, Boo, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Ditto from Eileen. Thank you so much, Eileen, for your donations. They are put into a special wallet for the cats, and I take it with me when I need to go buy cat supplies. Here's another card. And look at that little baby. Isn't it cute? It looks like a little red fox, but I could be wrong. It says, "In wildness is the preservation of the world." Henry David Thoreau. Oh, thank you very much. We have a PetSmart gift card. Thank you so much. To the Lucky Ferals, in your honor, a tree is being planted in one of America's forests. Wow, that is cool. Stella, Boo, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Ditto from Eileen. Thank you so much, Eileen. Thank you for this wonderful gift card. And here's another card. It says, "Find joy in your birthday." To the Lucky Ferals, Stella, Boo, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Ditto, do whatever makes you happy, from Eileen. Thank you so much, Eileen, for the festive card, the birthday wishes, and the donation. And here we have another card. It's a pretty rainbow sticker on it. Ooh, it's sparkly. It's a sparkly rainbow sticker. Oh, look at that. Look at that cat. Wow, look at those eyes. Oh no. Oh no. It says, "Very sad day on Thursday the 20th, 2021. I had to put to sleep my beloved Shosho. He was so sick. Urea crisis related to his illness. Chronic renal failure stage 4. Oh no, Nicole, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope that in heaven he will continue to look at your bunch, Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Hydrox, and Ditto, and of course you, Lady LF. Your cats are marvelous, so I will be alone for a while looking at your videos. I saw that you have visitors in your garden, and I smile for that. You are so kind for them. Nicole LaRue, forever Shosho, sleeping in his little bed." And there's Shosho in his little bed. Thank you so much, Nicole, for giving Shosho such a good life at the end of his life. I'm sure you did everything that you could to help him, and I'm sure that you made the right decision for him. And I'm really sorry that all of that had to happen. You have my sympathies and my condolences. And I just noticed there's the rainbow bridge. Shosho will be there with all of the other cats who have crossed over. I'm very sorry to hear about your loss. And here we have a bubble mailer from Amazon. Can I get it open with this envelope opener, or do I need to get scissors? I think I need to get scissors. Okay, I got some scissors. And we have a Petco gift card. It's a $25 Petco gift card. And this says, "For the Lucky Ferals and their smart mom, thank you. I enjoy the videos and what you do for these precious kitties." From Dorothy of Boston, Massachusetts. Thank you so much, Dorothy, for this gift card. I think I've used almost every Petco gift card that I've had, buying stuff for Ditto and for setting him up in the house. So it is definitely much appreciated. And the cat's got a box. I believe this is from George Senda. Let's open it up and see what's inside. I'm opening it from the bottom because I always open boxes from the bottom to keep everyone's privacy. Let's see what we have in here. It's very well packed. We have a gift bag. It's really cute. It looks like an advent calendar with all of the numbers like counting down to Christmas. What else do we have? Oh, we have plates. Look. We have Halloween plates. That's awesome. I'll put them away for Halloween so the cats will have plates to eat on. And we have napkins. Look what they say. They say Boo to you. I don't know where Boo is, but I'm going to show these to Boo. That's so cute. And look what we got. We got a whole bunch of meaty sticks. We got some salmon flavor meaty sticks. Are these all salmon flavor? Yeah, these are all salmon flavor meaty sticks. And this is really good because we've been out of meaty sticks. So now the cats can enjoy these meaty sticks as a treat. Thank you very much, George. And we also got some Fancy Feast broths. So we have classic with tuna and vegetables in a decadent silky broth. And we have classic with tuna, shrimp, and whitefish in a decadent silky broth. And I think it's those two varieties, yeah. So the cats will have fun trying these. I don't think they've ever had these before. Thank you very much. We have a bar of Lindt Excellence 78% cocoa dark chocolate. Yeah, this is my kind of chocolate. I love dark chocolate with really high cocoa percentages. I'll nibble on like a little square and it'll be perfectly satisfying. Thank you so much. And here's some Swiss Miss dark chocolate hot cocoa mix. Indulgent collection. That looks really good. I can't even tell you the last time I had some hot chocolate. Thank you so much. And we have some Friskies Lil Slurprises with surimi whitefish in a dreamy sauce. I've never seen these before. I'm assuming they're like a squeeze up. It says a slurpable yummy cat food compliment. The cats will have fun trying these. Thank you very much. I wonder if Hydrox would like one. And the cats got some toys. Check these out. These are refillable catnip cat toys. And they're brown squirrels. I think the cats are going to go crazy over these. I know you can't see it in the packaging that well. Can you see this one? See how they're like little squirrels? And you can fill them up with catnip. That is really cool. I don't want to take one out right now because I want to film a video with these and surprise the cats, but yeah, thank you so much. I've never seen these before either. George always gets unique things. And look at these. Aren't these cute? Look at these fish. They're so cute. Thank you very much, George. And we have a note. The 4 fish are for Simba's fish fry. 4 of the pouches are for Hydrox and Ditto, with 2 for the gray tabbies if they show up. Oh, that's very nice. The squirrels are for Boo, Stella, Simba, and Splashy. Thank you so much, George, for this wonderful package of goodies. The cats are going to enjoy everything, and I am going to enjoy the chocolates. And it was so thoughtful of you to think of us and to send all of these goodies. We hope everything is good where you are, and we hope you are doing well. Ditto has been sitting by the window and meowing. You can't come out, Ditto. You gotta stay in there. You're in quarantine.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, and Boo. The Lucky Ferals.
It is 9:45 and I just came here to give Ditto some breakfast, and he was grooming himself here last night. I looked at the security camera footage. He has a routine where he gets up around 4:30 in the morning and he moves around the room. So that's the cat hair that came off of him. He also spent quite a bit of time sitting up here, and there's all the cat hair that came off of him. Good morning, Ditto. And he just came out to eat his food. He is getting 2 scoops of the homemade raw food, 1 of the Stella and Chewy's duck goose patties. I put the dry herbs in, I put the salmon oil in, I put the B complex vitamin in, and now I am going to feed the other cats. I'm running a bit late today because I was up way later than I wanted to be last night. For some reason, last night I was tired, but I was wide awake at the same time. It was really strange. And I wanted to go to bed like around 11:30. Instead, I was up until 1:30. I don't know why. I have no idea. It was like I had a weird burst of energy. So I'm kind of dragging today. So that's why everything's running late. But Ditto has a good appetite. He's eating the first half of his breakfast. I have not heard him vocalizing today yet. So we'll see how it goes. It is raining again today. So a few days ago, we had like 2 straight days of rain, and today looks like it's going to be another washout, just rain all day. Okay, so I'm downstairs with the cats. I'm about to feed them breakfast, and I'm trying to get Boo to eat down here. So my plan was to get him to come downstairs and then shut the door. But he's not doing that. He's just hanging out here in the doorway, and when I go up there to try to shut the door, then he moves upstairs. So I finally got him downstairs. And he was way down here. And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to like sprint up the stairs and shut that door. Well, guess what? You can't out sprint a cat. There's no way, especially up a flight of stairs. So I got about 2/3 of the way up the stairs, and Boo just like flew past me like a flash of black fur. And I was like, oh my gosh. So now I'm down here, he's up there, and he's onto me. He's onto my strategy. So I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm trying to get him out of the habit of wanting to eat upstairs. He needs to eat down here with everyone else. Like, this is not a freaking restaurant where he could eat wherever he wants. Okay, I got it done. Here's what happened. So Boo came down the steps, and he was sitting near the bottom of the steps. And I started walking up the steps, and he started walking up the steps. And then I grabbed him and I picked him up. And I went upstairs and I shut the door. So now he's stuck here with everyone else. And if he wants to eat, he's going to have to eat here. Right, Boo? So I just gave the cats their breakfast, and look at what's going on here. Look. Boo's eating on the platter with everyone. He hasn't done this in a very long time because he normally runs upstairs. So we'll see what he does. I have to stand here and watch. So Splash just finished his food and he tried to run upstairs, then he realized the door was shut. And this is what happens. So Splash tries to run upstairs, and then Boo wants to see what's going on, so he goes to follow him. And then Simba swoops in and starts eating Boo's food. I just gave him his food on the stairs so he could finish it. And now Simba is eating Splash's food. Simba also ate part of Stella's food. It is 10:13 a.m. and I had to bribe Boo with some freeze-dried food on top of his food, like sprinkled on top. But he's done really well. I mean, he's eaten most of his meal, which is great. Every time he walks away, Simba or Stella tries to finish it, so I've just been keeping an eye on things. Hopefully he'll finish now, and then we can all go upstairs. I just gave Ditto the second half of his food, and he left a little bit of the first half, so I hope he's doing okay. Maybe he's not that hungry today because he ate so much yesterday. How you doing, Ditto? You feeling okay? You gonna eat your food? You gonna eat your breakfast? I gave it to you. There's still some on the plate. I'll leave it there for you, okay? I'd really like to clean. I'd like to clean under this day sofa, but I don't think you're gonna let me. Oh, I should mention that Ditto did use the quilt during the night. So he laid here on the floor all stretched out till about 2 a.m. And then he moved over to the quilt. He was like half on, half off. And then eventually he was laying on the quilt for a while. So he can lay on the hard surface if he wants to, on the floor, or he can lay on the quilt. Right, Ditto? Right, Ditto? Right, kiddo? Ditto? Kiddo, Ditto? You gonna eat your food? So I just realized something. Yesterday, I was like, why is Ditto eating so much food? Like, he was so hungry. And I totally forgot that Hydrox and Ditto always eat more food before a storm is coming or before we get a rainy day. So that would explain why he was so hungry yesterday more than normally, because I guess he knew that today was going to be like a really rainy day, and that's what they normally do. So chances are good he's not going to eat all of his food today. Well, at least breakfast. I'll cut back on his dinner serving because, you know, it's been days now that he's been getting the same serving size and it's been okay with him. And then yesterday, all of a sudden, he wanted more and more food. I definitely think, you know, he's still connected to the weather outside and, you know, eating a really big meal before bad weather. It's 10:48 a.m. and I'm making myself a smoothie in the kitchen, and I'm like, do I hear a cat meowing? And can you see Ditto in the window? I know it's hard to see him through the screen and everything. But yeah, he's been sitting by the window and meowing. So he definitely still has his voice back today. Because I heard him from the other room. And then I checked the security camera and I saw what he was doing. So I said, let me come out here. Because if I open the door to the room, then he's going to run under the day sofa. Now, I don't mind him sitting here and meowing. The thing is, like, I can't hear him meowing from out here. There's too much noise out here to be able to hear him meowing, and the window's only open like an inch, see that? So there's no way Hydrox would hear him. Well, maybe Hydrox would, because cats have better hearing than humans, but like other than that, I can't hear him. Look at this, look. Maybe Hydrox can hear him, or maybe Hydrox heard me. And look at Stella. The door's not shut. So if Stella pushed, she'd be able to open it. So I'm going to go inside and put some food together for Hydrox while there's a break in the rain. It's 11:24 a.m. I am trying to actually get some work done. This is the food that I put out for Hydrox a little while ago, and he has no interest in eating it. Meanwhile, Ditto has been sitting by the window and meowing. You can't come out, Ditto. You gotta stay in there. You're in quarantine. You're in quarantine, Ditto, okay? I'm gonna go in there. So Ditto ate most of his food. And here he is under the day sofa. How you doing, Ditto? Do you want more food? I'm not giving you any more food because you had a lot of food. You had a lot of food, Ditto. You want to play? Would you like to play? All right. It looks like the camera shut off, so let me go put the camera back on. Ditto, you want to try playing? Want to try playing with the toy? There's so much cat hair under here. I'm putting it under the quilt. The other cats go crazy when I do that. And play? Okay, maybe you want an electronic toy, Ditto. Want an electronic toy? So I can leave and you can play with it? Okay, here's the toy for Ditto. I just put it together. I had to put batteries into it. And I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to just leave it here on the mat. And we'll see if he comes out to check it out. He's looking at it. He's like, what is that? I wonder if he's afraid of it. I just put it in a box to keep it contained. And we'll see what happens. I have a webcam on it to record what goes on when I'm not in the room. We'll see if Ditto comes out to play. Or if he just ignores it. I wonder if this has like an automatic shut off after a few minutes. It is 2:45 p.m. And it looks like this toy stopped on its own. I just baked some fresh salmon. And I just gave Ditto a little bit of shredded salmon. The omega-3s in the salmon will be good for him. They are anti-inflammatory. So like yesterday, the day before, I had pureed it in a food processor to make it easier for him to eat. And today, I just shredded it with my hands. It is really soft. Like the salmon is really soft. So I just want to see how he does with it. It might be a mistake. Maybe I should have pureed it, but we'll see what he does. I'm moving around a little bit. That's why he stopped. He's eating pretty well. Okay, we'll be back and we'll see how he does. I just gave Boo and Simba a little bit of the fresh salmon with a few crunchies on top. I don't know where Stella and Splash are, but they're not coming out for any kind of snacks, so we'll see if Boo will eat it. I mean, what kind of cat does not like fresh salmon? I thought Simba would really enjoy it because he really likes fish. It looks like Boo's eating it. You know, sometimes they just don't like trying it at first. You know, they're like kids. They don't want to try it. But once they try it, they like it. Alright, looks like Boo likes it. Yay. Because it's very good for him. It looks like Simba is eating his also. Good. That was a success. I'd rather give them some fresh baked salmon than like a whole bunch of crunchies. Good job, Boo. Stella just came out. We'll see if she eats hers. She was just sitting here watching. She should like it. If she doesn't, I'm sure someone else will swoop in and eat it. It's 8:10 p.m. and I don't know if you could see this, but Ditto's hanging out by the window again. You can kind of see his silhouette against the TV. I was just outside. It looks like he's meowing also. And look who's down here. It's Hydrox. He's hanging out under this bench, which is under the solar panels. So, yeah, he will be getting wet soon because we're supposed to get another storm passing through. I'm trying to get a bunch of garbage out and get the garbage can down to the road before it gets here. So I'm going to go inside and take care of the water and the litter and stuff. Hydrox, go in your shelter. Oh no. Look, one of the training pads is out of the shelter. I don't know what else is going on in there. Maybe I'm going to have to open it up. It's starting to rain a little bit harder. I just pulled out the shelter and there was no mess inside or anything. Like Hydrox did not pee or poop in the shelter. But there were some ants in there. There were a bunch of ants crawling around on the training pad. So I took the training pad out and I put 2 new ones in there. I left one of the training pads in there because it was pretty clean. And then I put the 2 new ones in there. So Hydrox can go in there if he wants to. He also has the doghouse shelter. He can go in that one. It is 8:35 p.m. I just came inside. It is pouring rain out. There is a raccoon in the feeder. Hydrox is in his shelter, so it's a good thing that I changed those training pads. So he's in his shelter, and Ditto is in the window. He's looking out the window. He's like, what's going on out there? So all the cats have fresh water. They all have scooped out litter boxes. I have to go finish a few more chores around the house, and then they're going to get their dinner. It is 8:52 p.m. and I just gave Ditto some food, so this is the first half of his dinner. He's smelling it and he's coming out now. This is 2 scoops of the homemade raw food with some water mixed in, and the dry herbs and the B vitamins. I forgot the salmon oil again, but I did mix in some of the fresh salmon, a little bit of the shredded fresh salmon. That's in there, and I gave him 4 drops of the healing herbal tincture. This combination seems to be doing well with him, so that's why I'm just trying to repeat it for several days. I haven't seen any signs of blood on any of the plates that I've taken away or anywhere else in the room. So I think that's a good sign. I scooped out the litter boxes and he's definitely pooping and peeing fine. He's continuing to groom himself, so after he eats all of his dinner, I'm going to vacuum the room again just to get a lot of these tufts of hair out. And that's what he looks like. I was looking through the paperwork from the animal hospital, and one thing that I don't see on the paperwork is I don't see his weight. So I don't know if they weighed him or what, but I don't know. So I am going to feed the other cats. They've been incredibly patient through everything. And then I'll be back with some more food for Ditto. I cut back on his portion again, so instead of like getting 3 scoops or 2 scoops and a chicken patty, he's only getting the 2 scoops, and hopefully that'll be fine. It is 9:11 p.m. and I just gave Ditto the second half of his dinner. He's under the day sofa right now. I think he was out here meowing when I was feeding the cats downstairs, because Boo got upset and he didn't want to eat. And he walked to the top of the steps, and I followed him, and then I heard what sounded like Ditto meowing. And the top of the steps is really only a few feet away from this room, so I'm pretty sure it was Ditto. I'm standing here with the window open right now because I want to get some fresh air in here. It is still raining out, so I'm not going to leave the window open. I just want some fresh air. It feels a little stuffy in here. Right now it is 78.8 degrees in here, and it says it's 58% humidity, so no need to even put a humidifier on today. It's just really humid. How you doing, Ditto? You scared? You afraid of something? I gave you food, you can eat it. Go eat the food, you eat it. You like it. You go eat it. Go eat the food, Ditto. Eat your dinner. It is around 11 p.m. I think it's 11:05. And I just brought a snack in here for Ditto. This is a churro, and it's also some cooked chicken liver that I mashed up with a fork. He had some last night, and he enjoyed it, so I'm giving him some now. Right now he's under the day sofa. Hey Ditto, you want to eat over there? Here. Want to eat there? So I have not vacuumed yet. I need to vacuum in this room. I am so exhausted right now from not getting enough sleep last night, and then from having a super full day today, so I'm debating whether I want to vacuum tomorrow or today. I probably should vacuum today because it's just going to get worse overnight. Ditto is enjoying his snack. I gave the other cats, I gave them a churro, but they're splitting it 4 ways, and they're getting a few crunchies on top. And I gave Boo his dinner again because, you know, he only ate a little bit of it before, so I save it for him, and I give it to him at crunchy time. He might eat a little bit of it, and he might not. Okay, so I'm going to let Ditto eat. We'll be back and we'll check on him. The cats are all getting another tablespoon of crunchies. When I was growing up and we had cats, there was always food left out for them. Like, they always had dry food available at all times, and then they got fed wet food twice a day. So when Stella, Splash, and Simba first moved inside, I did the same thing also. I just left dry food out for them to munch on whenever they wanted, and then they got wet food twice a day, and it was okay. There weren't any real issues with that. The issues started when Boo moved in the house, because when it comes to eating crunchies, which is dry cat food, Boo tends to have no self-control, and so that's why I had to limit the amount of dry food that I left out for the cats. Another reason why I couldn't leave dry food out for the cats all the time is because the ant situation. If I leave food out for them during summer months, then it attracts ants, and then I get infested with ants, which I don't want. So that's another reason why I can't leave food out all the time. And I remember reading about people who said that when you feed cats, you should really just give them their food, let them have it for like a half hour, and then whatever they don't eat, take away. And I remember thinking that that was kind of cruel for the cats, that like, what if they're hungry, and stuff like that. But like when I think about what I do with these cats now, it's pretty much the same thing. Like that's what I'm doing now, especially with Boo. It's like, okay, they have their set meal time, and whatever they don't eat during that set meal time, I then have to pick up and put aside until their next meal time or their next snack time. So in Boo's case, I served all the cats dinner. Everyone else ate their dinner. Boo did not want to finish his, so I had to pick it up, put it aside, and he's getting it now during their snack time. So I've definitely made a 180 with regards to, my thinking about that type of feeding for cats. It tends to actually work pretty well. Alright, I just vacuumed the room. I got as much of the cat hair up as I could. I did not vacuum under the stay sofa. How you doing, Ditto? You okay? You doing okay, Dittos? Yeah? You okay? I'm glad you're doing okay. I want you to have a good night, Ditto, okay? I'm gonna go to bed because I'm so tired. Gonna have a good night? Ditto says, yeah, he'll have a good night. You'll have a good night, right? There's videos on. I don't think you've been watching them much, but they're on. I have a bag of cat treats, and I'm here with Boo. He's smelling them. He says he volunteers to taste them. He says he's up for a taste test.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, and Boo. The Lucky Ferals.
And here's Simba. Simba just showed up. And Stella's walking across the room. She just woke up. And here's Splash. Splash is joining us. There's Stella. There's Simba. And here's Boo. So these are Shameless Pets Catnip and Chill Crunchy Cat Treats. The cats have never had these before. It says digestive support packed with pre and probiotics, chicken and catnip flavor. And then it says upcycled sweet potatoes, all natural, free from artificial ingredients, corn and soy. This is a 2.5 ounce bag, and I got these from Imperfect Foods. So Imperfect Foods is a food delivery service. I signed up for them several weeks ago for the convenience of having fresh produce delivered to my house instead of having to spend time in the supermarkets or local markets, and it's really, really been so helpful. So what they do is they deliver a box of fresh produce to my house every week, and I can choose what size box I want. I can also choose what's in the box, so they let you go in and customize the fruits and vegetables that you get a few days before it's scheduled to arrive, which is really, really nice. So if they put apples in my shopping cart, for example, and I already have a bunch of apples, I could take them out and I could put something else in. What's really nice is they don't just have fruits and vegetables. They also have all different types of groceries. They have eggs, they have meats, they have shelf-stable grocery products. They have all different kinds of food. They have prepared foods. They have convenience foods. They have snack foods. They have candy. And they also have some pet treats. And they had 2 different pet treats for cats. And one had cheese in it, so I did not want to get that because I don't feed dairy products to my cats. But they had this one, which is Catnip and Chill. And I thought the cats would like that. So that's why they're trying it. If you think Imperfect Food sounds like a service you would like to try, I will put my promo link in the description below this video and also in the comment section. If you click through on that promo link, they're giving you $80 off. So that's $20 off your first 4 weeks of food deliveries. $20 off week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. So that's a really, really great deal. And that's only if you sign up through the promo link that I post in the description or comments below this video. So let's check out these cat treats. It says, what's upcycle? It also says made from solar energy. We rescue sweet potatoes that might look a little different, but are just as sweet as the others. The really sweet part of this treat is the fresh catnip herb. The sweet potato helps boost digestion when those munchies kick in. Your kitty is now a superhero in helping alleviate big sustainability problems. In fact, over 20% of this formula is made with upcycled ingredients. So, what's upcycling? We rescue nutritious food. We turn it into healthy treats for your pups. Sustainable for all of us. Learn more at shamelesspets.com. And the ingredients are chicken, sweet potato, brown rice, tapioca, brewer's dried yeast, miscanthus grass, chicken fat, natural flavor, inulin, catnip, phosphoric acid, mixed tocopherols, and dried bacillus coagulans fermentation product. So I thought these looked interesting, and I thought the cats might like to try them. These are also made in the USA. So let's see what the cats think. That's what they look like. They're little stars, very, very cute. And you missed it, but Boo just smacked Stella, and now Simba's upset about it also. So that's why they're over there, keeping their distance from him. All right, Boo, there's your plate. Here you go. I just gave a few to Boo. Is he gonna eat them? Okay, looks like he likes them. Here you go, Stella. You want some? I just gave some to Simba. And I just gave some to Splash. Boo's done with his. Stella has one on the plate. She might be afraid to eat it because of Boo. Here, you eat that. Is Simba eating his? Simba's eating his. Here, Stella, you eat over there. And Splash is afraid. He says he'd rather watch Boo to make sure his mother doesn't get smacked again. What's Boo gonna do? What you gonna do, Boo? You gonna be polite and wait? You gonna be polite and wait? Okay. Alright, they each got a few more. Boo really enjoys them. And Simba ate all of his. Splash has not touched his at all. He hasn't even smelled them. And Stella's being cautious. Eat those, Splash, they're for you. So there's 2 cats here who don't want to eat them, and there's 2 cats here who've eaten them all. Simba's ready to finish whatever Splash is left on his plate, and so is Boo. Alright, you guys want some more? Alright, I gave Boo some more, I gave Simba some more, and Stella and Splash have walked away. So they have recommended serving sizes here. It says for a cat that is 5 to 9 pounds, 12 to 15 treats per day, and for a cat that is 10 to 14 pounds, 16 to 18 treats per day. So that's where these cats would fall in. They're actually a little bit bigger than that. Boo's like 15 pounds, so that would be around 20 treats, and I think that's pretty much around what he had. And Simba has finished eating Splash's, and Boo has finished eating Stella's. So with regards to these Shameless Pets Catnip and Chill Crunchy Cat Treats, right now it seems that 2 out of 4 cats approve. But I will be serving these to them later. I'll give them some like around crunchy time, and then we'll see if they all like it. Tensions were high right now because, Boo started a fight. You guys didn't see it because the camera wasn't on, but yeah. Stella and Simba weren't happy, and Splash was mad at Boo also. So. Ditto, would you like some more food? You want some more food? I'll get you some more.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, and Boo. The Lucky Ferals.
Good morning, Stella. It is 8:23 a.m. Good morning, Boo. And I got to bed later than I wanted to. I got to bed around 12:30 last night. And then I was woken up at about 2:30 in the morning by a cat meowing. And it was Ditto. So he was meowing pretty loud. He was able to wake me up. And I went to his room. He was sitting by the windows and meowing. So what I did was I put the electronic toy on for him, the one that I set up for him. What he did was he went under the day sofa, and then he stayed there the rest of the night and stopped meowing. He actually slept on the quilt, the little quilt that I put under there for him. And Boo says he needs some pets, he needs some attention because he was very stressed out. He was very stressed out by all the meowing last night, right, Boo? Hello, Boo. And right now the weather is like gray and rainy again. And I am super tired. I need like a day off. Not just from work, but from everything. Right, Boo? Right, Boo, right, Boo, right, Boo. I have not even started my day yet. But thankfully, it's Friday. I'm very happy it's Friday. Even though that hasn't meant much lately because I've pretty much just been working through weekends with yard work and housework and cat work. Right, Boo? Lots of work. It's always work. No rest. Look what I grew for the cats. There's some cat grass. Simba came running in from the other room. Stella jumped down from the cat tower. Now, it's not fully grown yet. It is still growing. I always say it's only about 3 inches tall. And this is oat grass. Right now it's looking kind of like wheatgrass because it's so young. But it's oat grass. And this is just like a really flat planter. I think I picked this up at Daiso a while ago. It was like $2. And when I saw it, I said, oh, it would be really good for cat grass. And I'm hoping Stella does not lay in this until it gets quite a bit longer. But I figured she might like to lay on it, even though it's very narrow. It's not as big as the tray that I made in the past. The tray that I made in the past was like one of the growing trays, so maybe it was like twice as wide as this. It's pretty much the same length, but it was like twice as wide. However, it was not as thick plastic. It was much thinner and it was much frailer, and so it eventually broke. I actually did that a few times, and the trays don't last, but this tray will last longer. And Simba's enjoying himself. Alright, so I will let the cats enjoy this healthy and nutritious snack. And I'm going to start getting ready for my day, and then they'll have their breakfast. Look at this. Simba's already taking a walk through the grass. Boo's sitting on the scratch and roll. You doing the grass, Stella? I moved it over toward Boo. Now he's showing some interest in it. I don't know if he's going to eat it, but he's smelling it. Sometimes cats just like to rub their faces in it. In the past, Simba used to do that sometimes. He'd just smash his face into the cat grass. Is he gonna lay in it? What's he gonna do? Or he's gonna lay next to it? That's exactly what Stella did. She just like laid next to it. And Simba is happily munching away. He says, that's okay, it's just more for me. It is 10:15 a.m. and I just put a plate of food together for Ditto. He's getting some homemade raw food. The Stella and Chewy's duck goose patty. He's getting dry herbs. He's getting B vitamins. He's getting salmon oil. And here he is. He's hanging out under the day sofa on the quilt. He says he's so comfortable he doesn't want to leave. You're not hungry, Ditto? You don't want to eat today? I'll leave the room. You'll probably come out and eat, right? Right? Did you have a good night? You woke everyone up at 2:30 in the morning when you were meowing, right? Then after that, you discovered you could lay on this quilt and be really comfortable and get good sleep. I hope you got some good sleep, Ditto. Hope you got really good sleep. But it does look like he did some grooming because there's more cat hair over here. I just came back in the room and Ditto did not go to eat his food. I don't know if he's afraid of this whirly toy or what. The toy's not on, but it's here. So I put the food under the day sofa. He's smelling it. He should eat it. I mean, he should like it. It's the same thing he's been eating. If he eats this, then I'll give him the second half and I'll put a little of the flake salmon on it. Ditto just finished his food, or most of it, so I'm gonna go grab the rest of it and I'll give it to him. I put the second half of his breakfast here on the tray. He can come out and eat it if he wants to. I just put the Lucky Ferrell's Cats for Cats to Watch video on for Ditto. Maybe he'll like it as a change from all the mice and birds. It is 6:10 p.m. and I just came outside and I noticed a few pieces of blue plastic on the patio, and I looked in here and look at what's going on. Do you see what's going on? The animals are trying to get into the automatic feeder, and they're tearing apart the plastic. Now, obviously, plastic does get brittle with age, and that plastic has been there, I want to say, since Boo's Outside, since 2017. So that would be 4 years old. So it's probably pretty brittle right now. And I probably should measure the tub and then get a new tub to replace it. I'm not going to do it right now, though. And this is the water bowl that's outside next to the feeder. It's kind of scary looking right now. I was like, what the heck is that from? But then I remembered there's a hanging strawberry plant right above it. So with all the rain that we just had, I think the water went through here. And then what we see down here is water that's been filtered through all the dirt. It's 6:16 p.m. Ditto's been hanging out by the window meowing. I heard him from all the way downstairs. He's definitely getting his voice back because I heard him from downstairs. And when he's meowing by the window, if I keep the door open like this, he might want to try to get out the door. He's tried it a few times. I'll give you some food, Ditto, okay? You hungry? You want dinner? Want some dinner? I'm putting food together, okay? It's fish day. Okay. Today is fish day for the cats. So once a week I feed all the cats canned fish. Ditto is having a small 3-ounce can of salmon cat food. I forget the brand. I think it's Muse, all natural. And I also flaked up some of the baked salmon and mixed that in. So he's getting lots of healthy omega-3s. And once again, he was sitting on the shelf by the window when I walked in to give him his food. So he jumped down, went under the day sofa, and came right back out. He's enjoying his food. None of the cats got an afternoon snack today. It was just too hectic. We had a big thunderstorm that rolled through. I had to run a few errands, and I've been having nothing but computer problems all day, so trying to get any work done has just been a real challenge. So here's Ditto. He looks good. I did clean out the litter boxes just before this, and I'd given him fresh water earlier, so he's all set. I would like to spend some time with him in this room, hopefully tonight, if not tomorrow. So I'm going to let him finish his food. I just gave him the whole small can. I think that's enough for him. He should be good and full from that. I'm going to go feed the other cats. They're also getting canned. They're probably getting canned tuna because they had canned salmon for breakfast. So they'll get some canned tuna for dinner. Cat food tuna, not people tuna. And they'll get some of the shredded fresh salmon on top also. Look who's sitting in the hallway here. He's like, what's going on in there? There's the vacuum. Here's Stella. They get very upset when they hear Ditto meowing. They try to help him, right? Right, Simba? This is what the cats are having for dinner. They're having some perfect bistro tuna recipe pate and a little bit of flaked, freshly baked salmon on top. It is 6:30 p.m. It looks like Ditto has finished his dinner. And he's jumping up here by the window. Boo's on TV, and Ditto's watching. I don't mind Ditto sitting there by the window. I'm perfectly happy when he wants to sit there by the window. There's a nice breeze coming through. I'm just checking on him to see how he's doing. I also like to check his plate after he eats, just to see if there's any like bloody saliva on it, and I don't see any. But he's peeking out, so it looks like he wants some more food. Hey Ditto, would you like some more food? You want more dinner? You want more food? Ditto, would you like more food? Ditto, would you like some more food? You want some more food? I'll get you some more. I'll get you some more. He must really like this food because he came right up to the plate while I was putting the food on the plate. I'm really tempted to pet him. The pet remedy has been on all day. I think he heard me say that. I think he's on to me. Actually, I have the brush up here. You okay? Oh, does he like this? Elevator butt. Elevator butt. I gotta be careful because, you know, with cats, they'll like it for so long and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, they'll turn. Good job, Ditto. Good job. You let me brush you a little bit. He has a lot of loose hair coming out of him, like a lot of loose fur, whatever you want to call it, hair, fur, whatever. So he's definitely been grooming. I'm trying to see, like, I mean, there's a lot of reflection on his fur. So I can't really tell if it's a reflection I'm seeing or if it's actually thin in spots. He's very hungry. Hungry boy. It's 6:42 p.m. and I just walked in here because I heard meowing. A lot of meowing. Okay. And Ditto was by the window. Hydrox is actually outside eating right now. And Ditto ate all of his food. He ate 2 of those small cans. So, I mean, that's a lot of food. I'm going to have to go downstairs and get him another can to go with the fish theme today. And, yeah, I'll be back. I actually didn't have to go downstairs. I had a small can up here. This is the Muse salmon and shrimp recipe. I'd gotten this food on sale at Big Lots. It was like 50 cents a can. It's a grain-free, all-natural cat food. Oh, look at Ditto. He's putting his paw on his plate. Wow. Is he learning? That's what Simba does. Simba puts his paw on his plate so it doesn't move around. Well, he definitely has a very good appetite. See, he's putting his paw on the plate again to keep it stable. Ditto's actually a very smart cat. And in some respects, he's very easygoing like Simba. You want more? I'll give you the whole can. You might as well finish it. So Ditto has had 3 of these 3-ounce cans of food for dinner today. So that's 9 ounces of cat food. It's a lot of food. We're expecting 3 days of sunshine, so. Maybe he figures he better eat up because he didn't get a snack this afternoon. Not that the snack was big, but you know. Or maybe he just really likes canned food. I'm sure it's more like what he eats when he's outside. This is the first canned food meal that he's had since he's been inside. So today is day 22 of him being inside. And this is the first full meal of canned cat food that he's had. He's had a little bit as a snack. But other than that, he's just been on pure raw. So it's a nice change for him, right, Ditto? You enjoyed that? It's 6:50 p.m. I just gave Hydrox his second plate of food. He's having some canned food, and he also had some baked salmon on it. That mess next to him is like some food that was left out during the thunderstorm we had today. And I cleaned up the plate and part of it, and that was just what fell off of it. So I'm going to have to like hose that down, or what'll probably happen is like raccoons or skunks or possums will come and eat it off the ground. But Hydrox is having his food right now. He's doing good. And there's Boo. Boo just went back downstairs to eat some more food that's on the plates. So when I give the cats the canned food, you know, I split it up for them. I give them all their plates, not necessarily on that platter. But what happens is I just leave them there, and Boo does not want to eat upstairs or separate when it's canned food. He eats down there with them. But then when they don't finish it, like they all left 1/4 to a half of the food on their plates. So I just put the plates back on the platter, and then usually they go back down and finish it at some point. So usually by tomorrow these plates will be empty. It's about 10 p.m. and I just gave Ditto a squeeze up. I put it on his dinner plate. There's still some food left on his dinner plate, and he has just been so comfortable on this quilt under the day sofa. He's been laying on it for hours now, so I think he's going to be spending the night on it. He's actually watching himself on the TV. I put on the Lucky Ferrell's Cats for Cats to Watch video, but I guess it ended, and now there's like an episode on where Ditto's like outside. See, there's Ditto. Oh no. Actually, right now it is an all-black cat, one of the Boo lookalikes, but Ditto was on it. Just when I walked in the room, he was watching himself.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, and Boo. The Lucky Ferrells.
It is 9:05 a.m. Good morning, Ditto. How are you? Did you sleep good? Let me show you what I found when I walked into the room this morning. There's a lot of cat hair on this rug because Ditto was sitting on it and grooming himself earlier. And there's a giant hairball. It is so disgusting. But, you know, I've been waiting for it. For the amount of grooming he's been doing, I'm like, there's going to be a hairball sooner or later. There it is. So I got to clean it up. Not fun. So this rug is one of those, like, cocoa core doormats. So I picked up whatever I could with a paper towel, and then I sprayed it with the... I think it's the Nature's Remedy stain and odor eliminator, but I still wasn't happy with how it was. Like, I did the best I could, so I took it outside and I hit it with the hose. And as far as the hairball, I think I got everything off, so I have it here just like draped over this heavy chair, and hopefully it'll dry out. And then I'll put it back in the room once it's dry. Once the sun hits it, it should dry out a lot faster. But yeah, there's still some cat hair in this rug that, you know, can't easily get out when you hit it with a hose. But I figured it would be the most efficient way to try to get this thing clean. This is the deworming medicine that the vet gave me for Ditto. This is the Strong-Id solution. It says give after a meal, shake well. There is no way that I am going to be able to like manually insert this into Ditto's mouth like I've done with the other cats. So with the other cats, when they got this medication, I was able to kind of grab them and then you know, put this syringe in their mouth and dispense the liquid in the back of their mouth, and then they just swallowed it. There's no way I'm going to be able to do that with Ditto, so I'm going to put this in the second half of his breakfast, and hopefully he'll eat it. Ditto just came out to eat his food, and he's like, what's going on? Why is that rug gone? He's been using it to scratch. When I was checking the security footage this morning, yeah, I saw that he had scratched on it. He scratched on it quite a few times. Ditto just finished the first half of his breakfast. He got scared when I crouched down to try to film his paws. I wanted to show you how nice and clean they are now. But then he got scared and he went under the day sofa and he didn't come back out to eat. So I moved his plate over here. So when Ditto is outside, not only can I not control everything that he eats, like he's not getting fresh food all the time, I also can't control what he drinks. And he's been known to drink dirty water. There will be like 3 different water bowls outside, and one will be nice and clean, and then one will be not as clean, and then the other one will be completely filthy, and that'll be like the one he drinks out of. So with him being inside, he always has fresh water, and that's not the case when he's outside. Even if he has fresh water when he's outside, it's not the case that he's going to drink it. And it's impossible to keep every water bowl completely fresh when they're outside, unless you're constantly monitoring water bowls like 24/7. Around here with all the wildlife that comes by, yeah, there's no way to keep those bowls clean 100% of the time. So he just ate the first half of his breakfast. Now I'm going to give him the second half of his breakfast with the dewormer in it. I just gave him the second half of his breakfast with the dewormer in it. Let's hope he eats it. I did look it up, and many people do give this medication in food, so it's not unheard of to do that. Also, I have been checking for worms in the litter box and like in the hairball that I cleaned up today, and I have not seen any worms. So when Stella, Splash, and Simba came inside, they didn't have any worms, so that was good. And then when Boo came inside, I eventually took him to the vet and found out that he had roundworms, and that's when he was given this same drug, the Strong-Id parental palmitate, I believe that's the name of it. And then I put all the other cats on it at the same time. I even took it myself. I went to Walgreens It's called Reese's Pinworm Remedy for humans. You could buy it at Walgreens. And I took it also. But in the past, I've done several parasite cleanses, and I would encourage everyone to do a parasite cleanse. Contrary to what doctors and conventional medicine would like you to believe, most people do have some sort of parasites living in their digestive tract. And I found out that I had several. So if you've ever eaten sushi, if you've ever eaten like a rare hamburger, like rare meat, if you've ever done extensive traveling, or if you've ever lived in an urban environment like myself, I lived in Manhattan, New York City for several years, I would definitely encourage you to do a parasite cleanse. Also, if you've been around animals for a long time, if you have dogs and cats or any other kind of pets, I would definitely encourage you to do parasite cleanse. You can get them at like Vitamin Shop or Whole Foods. Probably could get them on Amazon. I did Dr. Morse's parasite cleanse, and first time I did it, I didn't notice anything. Then the second time I did it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So Ditto finished his food, yay. And the way that this medicine works is that it will paralyze the worms that are in him, and he'll be able to pass them. And that would be good, but I don't know if he has any. If he doesn't have any, it's not harmful for him. But I gave it to him today because last night I did not put any herbs or anything in his dinner. And I figured it's been like 24 hours since he's been off like all herbs, all medications, whatever. So it would be a good time to give that to him now. And I'll see how he does today. And then maybe for dinner, I'll put it back on the herbs, or we'll do another full day not on anything. And then we'll start again tomorrow. It's 10:12 a.m. Look at Splash. He's sitting on this ottoman. So this used to be in Boo's room. It was like a little ottoman that was also like a little, I guess like a little coffee table. So I had it in front of the day sofa. And this piece goes inside the larger piece. And inside the larger piece, there's also some storage. Here's Ditto. He was meowing by the windows. And I was like, what do you want, Ditto? He was just staring at me. So I gave him some canned food, a little bit of canned food. With Boo today, I mixed in like a spoon of canned food into his food. Sometimes I do that to tempt him to eat. So I had the can open, so I figured let me give Ditto a little bit. He seems to still be hungry. Let's see if we could brush him a little bit. You're okay. I'm doing it very lightly, very gently. Okay. This is just a regular hairbrush from the Dollar Tree. Okay. You smell it. Okay, you smelled it, now you're good. Okay, you had enough? Okay, enough. That was good progress. That was like more than twice as much as yesterday, so. This is what I wanted to show you, his back paw. See the back arm? Look how nice and white it is. When he's outside, it's always full of dirt. You're looking beautiful, Ditto. He's looking so clean. Okay, I'm gonna go eat my breakfast now. Stella, I want to see your eyes. I want to see the color of your eyes. Look at me, please. Look at me so we can look at your pretty eyes. Your pretty eyes, Stella. They're much more green than they used to be. They used to be very gold. Remember? When you were living outside, you first came inside, you had very, very gold eyes. Very gold. And now they're turning green. They're much more green. But you're pretty either way, right, Stella? You're pretty with gold or with green, right? Stella says yes. She's pretty either way. It's gonna be hot today, Stella. It is 2 p.m. and I just gave Ditto a churu. Looks like he's been relaxing here under the day sofa. I think this is a chicken and tuna churu. Would you like to eat it, Ditto? So one thing that I've noticed is that he has been sneezing a lot less over the past few days than he was before, which I think is a good sign. He also sounds less congested than he was before, which I also think is a good sign. You want to finish it? You could finish it. It is 6:30 p.m. and I just gave Ditto a big plate of food. That's his entire dinner. So it's a scoop of homemade raw food and one of the Stella and Chewy's chicken patties. I mixed some chicken broth in, some homemade chicken broth. Here's Ditto. He's hanging out under the day sofa. The air conditioning is on. I put it on a little while ago because it is super hot today. I was working outside and it was easily like 95 degrees out. So I came inside and I made sure to put the air on because it was getting too hot. This room got up to about 82 degrees. The rest of the house was at around the same. So I already gave Ditto some fresh water. I dug out the litter boxes, and before he was meowing, a little while ago he was meowing, and he wasn't meowing by the windows, he was meowing by the door. So I thought it meant that he's hungry. So that's why I said, let me do all the cat chores and give him some food now. And he keeps winking at me. He can't see me, he can only see the camera. I have the camera on the floor, and I'm kind of crouched above it. So, Ditto, there's some food here for you, okay? All right, it's raw food, so it's not going to smell as good as the canned food. I know you like canned food, that's kind of stinky, but this food's better for you, okay? You're doing really good, Ditto. You're hardly sneezing at all. And, yeah, I think we're making progress, right, Ditto? It's 8 p.m. I just came in the room to see where Ditto was because he hasn't eaten his food. His food's just sitting there. And I looked under the day sofa and I saw this. And I was like, where did Ditto go? I'm like, what is going on? So I checked around the room and I'm like, did he disappear? Like, because Boo pulled like a disappearing act in this room when I put him in the carrier that one time to go to the vet. And he literally did a Houdini and got out of it. So I'm like, what is going on? But then I found him. Look where he is. You see Ditto? He's in the round cat bed. So he cuddled up in the round cat bed. I put it over here to get it out of the way. And I guess maybe he's a little chilly because the air conditioning's been on. So I just turned the air conditioning off. And I'm going to give him some food. I'm going to move his food over here. It is 9:35 p.m. and I was just going to come into the recovery room and film Ditto. He's been laying in the round cat bed that I got him. And he was not eating. Right now he's eating his dinner. I don't know if he ate the other canned food that I put out for him. So I gave him the raw food first. There's nothing in it, it's just raw food with some chicken broth. And then I gave him another plate with a little bit of canned food on it because he wasn't eating the raw food. And then I was like looking up side effects for the strong id that he's on, the dewormer. And one of the side effects is lack of appetite. So because of that, I honestly did not even expect him to be eating right now, but I guess he's getting some appetite back, or it could be that I turned the air conditioning off, and so that's why he came out of the round bed. Maybe he was a little chilly, so he went in the round bed, because right now I'm like, oh, it's getting hot in here, maybe I should turn it back on. I might just open the windows instead, and that way he won't have to deal with any air conditioning. Meanwhile, the other cats and I had a bit of a crunchy party. They all had some crunchies. We had some playtime. Look at this cat grass. It just keeps growing and growing, and nobody's eating it. I mean, if they are, they're only eating a little bit of it, but everyone's been really good with it. No one's been like sitting on it or anything. Usually Stella likes to sit on it when it starts going bad anyway. Simba has jumped in it a few times, but other than that, it looks amazing. And here's Splash. Splash was having a good time playing with some toys on this scratchy ramp. Splash got pets. Splash is being a good boy, right, Splash? He's a big boy. He's a very big boy, right, Splash? Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.